If I think back to when I was younger, I used to have the misconception that if I work hard, I will get the promotion. And unfortunately, along the way, I have learned that you actually have to work smart and not just hard in order to ensure that you get that promotion. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has literally been a year since I've been in this chair recording a video and creating content that could hopefully be of help to you guys. But I must tell you that I am feeling super refreshed and really excited to get back into the swing of things and continue to create content that can hopefully be of help to you in navigating your career and life. So hopefully by now you guys have already set your goals and objectives for 2022. However, if you have not, I feel like there is plenty of time left even though we are already in March. I mean, to be honest, I was pretty lazy about setting my goals this year, and I think I only really got clarity on it by the end of Jan. So I feel like you still have time, it's not too late. However, I'm pretty sure that you ambitious women out there have already set your goals and you've got clarity on that. One of these goals may include working towards that big shiny promotion. So in today's video, I will share some tips on how to bag that promotion. Seeing as I've just come through this process or experience recently, I figured, hey, this is actually probably a great topic. So here we go. Tip number one is you need to understand the criteria or what it actually takes to get that promotion. So here's a revelation that I've had along the way, and that is the goalpost is not actually the shiny new title. No, the goalpost is the attributes and skills that you need to develop and be able to demonstrate in order to get the shiny new title. So once you understand exactly what it takes in order to be eligible for that promotion, it makes the goalpost a lot clearer in terms of what it is that you need to work towards, and you can then start to develop a plan in order to get there. Now, I appreciate that in some companies, the criteria may not be that transparent or that something that is communicated as clearly. So I would then encourage you to have a conversation with your manager or your senior or your mentor if you have one within the business, or chat to HR and ask, hey, do we have a definition of the different titles or the different positions within our business, and effectively the skills matrix or the skills description for each level, so that you can then understand exactly what would be expected of that position that you are working towards. Once you have secured this list or this description of the job title that you're working towards, well, specifically the skills and attributes that you need to develop, you have to go one level deeper. And this is my tip number two. You need to understand, if I take this description on paper and I translate it into what this looks like on a day-to-day basis on the job, what does that actually look like? So for example, the description may say you need to be proficient in Microsoft Word. What does that look like on the day-to-day basis? How do you actually prove and demonstrate that you are proficient in Microsoft Word? Does it mean that you can type up a document that doesn't have spelling and grammatical errors? Or does it mean that you can put in fancy formatting, you can put in page breaks and use the different styles, etc., to set up a document in a very sophisticated way? Is that what it actually means? Understanding the difference between the two makes it so much clearer to then say, okay, I need to learn how to do formatting in Microsoft Word. I need to learn how to do page breaks. I need to learn what a sophisticated document looks like in Microsoft Word within the context of our business. Now, in order to understand what that description translates to in terms of daily tasks or how you would be expected to deliver and contribute towards specific projects on a day-to-day basis, you are probably going to need to have a conversation with your manager or a senior that has already come through this promotion or has held this position in the past. Then I would go one step further to ask them what tactical things you could do to display or to develop these skills. So if it is you need to be at a certain level within Excel, how can you go about developing that? Ask them for their advice on how they developed those very skills in the past. It could be that you should go on a course. It could be that actually you just need to put in the extra hours over the weekend because they don't think that your experience that you get on a day-to-day basis is sufficient. But then you understand how much work is actually required and exactly what you need to do in order to develop the very skills that you need to be demonstrating in order to secure the position. So now that we understand exactly what the goalpost looks like and what the timing is associated with achieving the skills and attributes necessary, we can go on to the next step, which is tip number 3. Make sure that you are set up in the right way to be able to work on and demonstrate that you do have these skills and attributes. So what this means is, if you need to show that you are proficient in Excel, you need to have the opportunity to work on Excel. So have the explicit conversation with your manager or whoever it is that decides what projects you would be involved in and what your role is on that project specifically. Have the conversation to say, hey, I am looking to develop my Excel skills. Can we make sure that I have an opportunity to work on an Excel model? Now, this brings me on to tip number 4, and that is you should aim to provide leverage to your senior or your manager. You want to be making their life easier. If you are making their life easier, you are winning. And it's a great indication of how well you are doing towards that promotion. But what I mean by making their life easier is not going out and doing the daily coffee run. The more they are able to delegate to you, the more space they have to think about bigger picture things. The more space they have to provide leverage to their senior, because they are also probably working towards a promotion or that next level. Basically, if you are always one step ahead, you are ready to be performing at the next level. Now, what does this mean, Caro? How do I provide leverage to my manager or my senior? Again, it's about understanding what does my manager have on their plate that I can maybe take over responsibility of doing. If they are responsible for preparing the plan for the week, for example, why don't you be proactive and actually start preparing that plan for the week for them? So you can say, hey, I appreciate that you are pretty busy at the moment, so I thought I would try and help out and take a first stab at putting together the plan for this week. Hand it over to them. Happy for you to tweak this. Hey, you maybe don't even need to use it, but I thought that this could maybe be of help to you. So this is a great way of positioning it as, yeah, I'm not trying to steal your job kind of vibes, but hey, I'm trying to make your life easier and take a few things off your plate. So they will really appreciate your efforts in doing this, as opposed to feeling threatened. And then lastly, tip number 5 is aim one level higher.
So why would I do this, Caroline?
Like, this just sounds like you telling me to work harder, and in the beginning of this video you told me don't just work hard, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get your promotion, you need to work smart.
Okay, let's take a step back. Why would you want to aim one level higher? Well, it's the concept of, if you wanted to get a B in your test, you need to be aiming towards 100%, or you need to be aiming towards getting an A, because if you aim towards getting an A and you get it a little bit lower, hey, you're on a B. So you still hit your objective at the end of the day, which was to get a B. Okay, so it's starting to rain outside, so I feel like it's time for me to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for joining in for today's video. I hope that you found this helpful, and if you did, why not give this video a big thumbs up? If you haven't done so already, why don't you just subscribe to my channel while you are around here? And I will then hopefully see you in the next one. Bye guys.